Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Lingap SMCL Advocacy Day featuring BrEaSTIME Stories. This is in partnership with Zonta Club of Laguna, I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated, Philippine Cancer Society, Sir Optimus International of Ortigas and Environs, and Rotary Club of Greater Anones. Today, we are provided with an important opportunity to highlight one of the most critical health issues impacting both men and women around the globe. Join us as we raise our level of awareness and celebrate our strong survivors. To formally begin, may I request everyone to please rise for the doxology, to be followed by the Zonta prayer and the Philippine National Anthem.
I will come to you in the silence. I will lift you from all your fear. You will hear my voice. I claim you as my choice. Be still and know I am here.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this event. Help us to engage in meaningful discussions and partnerships. Allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bands of our community. All this we asked in Jesus' name. Zonta prayer, we thank you, Father, for these blessings. and for your gracious loving care. Help us to honor Santa's code, to be in all things fair and square. And grant our prayer for lasting peace for all nations everywhere.
Sang-awit ng Pilipinas.
You may now be seated. Once again, we welcome everyone to our today's Advocacy Day of Lingap SMCL, and of course, we continue to work with a wide range of extension partners in co-creating breast cancer control initiatives to increase global awareness of breast cancer detection, prevention, treatment, and support resources. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applauding these amazing partners for their commitment and continued efforts in making great strides against breast cancer. Let's watch this audiovisual presentation featuring our breast cancer campaign initiatives in collaboration with I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated.
It started on October 11, 2006, when a memorandum of agreement between Zonta International District 17 and I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated, represented by District Governor Verma Verhel Diyos and President of I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated, Ms. Cara M. Alipala, and President of St. Michael's College of Laguna, Dr. Lourdes Almeida Sese. It was the first breast care forum in SMCL. Members of Zonta International District 17 signed the Breast Cancer Prevention Pledge of Commitment. One of the successful projects was the Sticker Dikit campaign, which released 50,000 stickers posted in various communities in Minyan. The free breast cancer examination has been part of the Breast Care Forum. Women from underprivileged communities were given free breast care examinations, hospice care, and assistance in their cancer treatment. From then on, the Breast Cancer Forum is held every year in SMCL in partnership with Zonta Club of Laguna and Z and Golden Z Clubs of SMCL. SMCL and Zonta Club of Laguna have attended several advocacy campaigns calling for early detection and prevention of breast cancer. Prominent speakers, breast cancer advocates, and breast cancer survivors graced the events. Ms. Beth Orteza, Dr. Cristina Santos of Gift to Life, Dr. Weldes Tolentino, volunteer of Ating Ilibin and I Can Serve, Dr. Ramon Severino, co-chair of Cancer Coalition of the Philippines, Dr. Conrado Lola, President, Philippine Society of Medical Oncology, Ms. Susan Lim, and Ms. Lizette Lim of Zonta International District 17, and Ms. Cara M. Alipala of I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated. Oktober formations were staged participated by Zonta International, Congresswoman Marlene Alonte, Z and Golden Z Clubs, breast cancer survivors, and breast cancer advocates from I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated.
While most people are aware of breast cancer, many forget to take the steps to have a plan to detect the disease in its early stages and encourage others to do the same. We've made a lot of progress, but we still have a long way to go. Breast cancer is preventable if caught early with preventive screening. Women who detect breast cancer early have more choices for treatment and a greater chance of survival. To pay it forward, St. Michael's College of Laguna, through its Layup SMCL Foundation, where I serve as president, has been partnering with I Can Serve Foundation and its affiliates in the conduct of annual Breast Cancer Awareness Forum and clinical breast examinations.
Isa po akong broadcast journalist and documentary filmmaker. So sanay ako magkalkal ng mga impormasyon. Pero hindi ako nagbasa tungkol sa breast cancer. Nakakahiya, di ba? In fact, nung nagtrabaho kay Cheche Latro ng Probe Team sa Channel 7, matagal na po yun na panahon, inassign niya ako gumawa ng kwento tungkol sa cancer. Sabi ko na, ang boring yan. Ayoko niyan, depressing. Walang manonood, Cheche, napaka-boring. So hindi ko ginawa. Nagsisi ako. Later on, nagkaroon ako ng cancer, kaya ako nagsisi. So ngayon, hindi ako tumitigil sa pagkwento ng cancer para lang porsigido ang mga babae na alagaan ang kanilang breast health. Thank you to Tita Lulu of St. Michael's College of Laguna. You have always been there the past 15 years. Your role as educator has been very critical in this fight against breast cancer. Everything begins with knowing, and information is the first line of defense.
Remember, knowing that breast cancer exists is not enough. Early breast cancer detection is your best protection. Be informed, connected, and empowered. I encourage you to partner with like-minded individuals or groups. Together, we can beat breast cancer. Ating dibdibin, pass it on.
Let's give a big hand to Layup SMCL and I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated. Now, to deliver the welcome address, may I call in our Vice President for Academics and Research and the Chair of Layup SMCL Advocacy Day, Dr. Maria Regina Milagros C. Manama.
Thank you very much, Ms. Roslyn. Again, a pleasant morning to everyone. May I acknowledge first our college president, Dr. Lourdes Almeida Sese. So let's give her a big hand, please. You know, we are still on blended learning, and so I'm sure the students really have not formally met, no, Dr. Sese. So we have our students here from the Tertiary Education Division and the Senior High School. All right, so to continue, we have also with us this morning our extension partners, and may I acknowledge the presence of our area district, Area 5, District 17 Area Director, Ms. Odette Wallace. The officers and members of Zonta Club of Laguna, headed by our President, President Ansi Palma. These rights will be recognized. We also have with us I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated, headed by its founding president, Ms. Cara Magsano Alipala, and the current president, Ms. Nicoy de Guzman. She's also the studio director of this yoga, chair yoga, which we'll be having later on. And we'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Soroptimis Ortigas, headed by the charter president, Ms. Baby Doble, and the president, Ms. Emily Coites C., together with Ms. Isabel Cantor and Marilex Barza Mendoza. Welcome. And also, we have of course, the members of the management committee. Soroptimis Ortigas is here. And we'd also like to acknowledge the members of our management committee of St. Michael's College of Laguna, Council of Heads, our guest, our patient, Rotary Club of Ortigas and Environ. Greater Anonas, I'm sorry, we got mixed up with Soroptimis and Rotary Club. So welcome to St. Michael's College of Laguna. Our patients as well, thank you so much for supporting our advocacy for this morning, for today. So one of the advocacies under our DINGAP or Lingkod ng Pagmamahal, SNCL DINGAP, is our fight against the Big C. through awareness campaigns, medical missions, and continuous instructions and assistance. It has become one of our flagship programs since cancer is one of the leading, if not still leading cause of the loss of lives. Through our President, Dr. Lourdes Almeida Sese, who is a cancer survivor herself, and the people who have battled and still battling and successfully survived, they have given another definition of what life is, living with the deceased. They probably defined it as an opportunity to appreciate more life and to serve more. So St. Michael's College of Laguna welcomes you all on its Lingap Advocacy Day. Today we will hear stories, different stories of hope. These are stories that we all have to hear in order for us to know what these people have gone through and are going through. But despite this, they still manage to bravely tell their stories. These serve as stories of hope. Hope that no matter how big the sea may be, our hopes are bigger and will always be bigger with God. So let's all listen well, let's have a productive day ahead, and it's Breast Story Time. Again, welcome to our Advocacy Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Manabat. Indeed, today is a very special day dedicated only to learning, supporting, sharing, empowering, and of course, communicating with others in our At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the privilege to hear inspirational message from our diverse panel of speakers and learn about their exceptional works. We are honored to have with us today a woman who has made significant strides against breast cancer. She's a journalist, a documentarian, a breast cancer research advocate, and the founding president of I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Ms. Cara Magsano Arifala.
Good morning. Thank you for the introduction. Nostalgic ako sa video kanina. Ang tagal na pala ng partnership natin, tita. Nakakatuwa. I don't know too many schools that actually talk about breast cancer. Kaya maswerte kayo. Palakpakan nyo ang officers of the school for giving importance to this. Baka para sa iba nyo, parang napaka-boring ng topic na to, no? Pero mabuti nang malaman nyo kasi don't know if it will happen to you or someone you love. At pag nangyari yan, medyo handa na kayo, hindi kayo matataranta. Kasi nakakatagal yan pag may takot, may pangamba. But if you have information, it's one of the best forms of arming yourself talaga and protecting yourself from cancer. So, gaya ng sabi ni Kuya Robby, nasaan ba siya? Taga-Philippine Cancer Society. Talagang early detection is your best protection. That's why the school takes care of you and has this education. So good morning to all of you sa lahat ng partners ng St. Michael, Zonta, Rotary, Sir Optimist, Philippine Cancer Society, at sa lahat ng mga estudyante, mga taga-Laguna, mga teachers, at saka staff ng St. Michael's. Maiksi lang naman yung sasabihin ko, saling pusa lang ako. Si Nicoy talaga ang speaker namin dito. I'm a 25-year breast cancer survivor. So, siguro gusto ni Romy nandito ako para malaman niya na hindi naman kami namamatay sa breast cancer. Or baka masamang damo, pero 25 years na ako. When I was told I had breast cancer 25 years ago, hindi naman ako natakot, nanginig. Kasi ang dream ko talaga, mamatay ng maaga, mauna sa lahat sa aking mahal sa buhay. Ayokong maiwan. So when I was told I had cancer, feeling ko, may chance na mamamatay ng maaga. Magkakatotoo ating dream ko. So chill-chill lang ako. Pero naguna yung mundo kaming sinabi sa akin, pag nag-chemotherapy ka, hindi ka na magkakaanak. Wala din mga gamot noong unang panahon. Doon nagunaw yung aking mundo. Parang, wow, teka muna, hindi na pala itong cancer na to. magkikimo pa ako, makakalbo ko, parang ano ba yan, papangit ka pa, ang sama-sama ng mga iniisip ko tungkol sa cancer, pati side effects, ang hirap, but it was something I had to do. I got engaged, and feeling ko siguro yung paglaban ko na rin kinabukasan namin mag-asawa kahit wala kaming anak. In fact, yung favorite tita ko, kasi hindi ko pinakita sa parents ko na sobrang akong depressed na hindi ako magkakaanak. So I confided in my tita, feeling ko dito ako yayakap, dito ako iiyak, maghahabol-bol. So sabi ko, tita, sabi ng doktor, hindi na ako magkakaroon after chemo. Eh, hindi naman niya ako pinabigyan. Sabi niya, ha? Ganun lang? Well, ano bang alam nila, mga doktor lang yung pagdasal mo lang yun. So parang ginanon lang niya. So parang naging ganun na rin yung attitude ko. Sige, I will pray and hopefully ganun na lang. So kumapit ako dun sa sinabi ng tita ko. So after 2 years of marriage, nabuntis ako. Parang miracle child nga kasi lalo na hindi ko lang parang nabuntis dahil naka-assign ako sa Kulo. Kino-cover ko yung hostage taking situation ng Abu Sayyaf. So, pero we are blessed with a child. And so I learned that parang when you pray with confidence. Yan ang nagbago sa prayer life ko. I pray with confidence and I pray that the answer will be better than I prayed for. At hindi ko ini-expect, one of the gifts of cancer are very good friendships. I met people I know I wouldn't have met if I didn't get sick, like Tita Lulu, like Tita Baby Doble. Not just other cancer survivors, but other people who support the advocacy. Grabe talaga yung na-meet ko, iba-ibang klaseng tao, na-enrich yung buhay ko talaga. And of course, you become a wounded healer. And syempre, mas nakaka-relate ka ngayon sa mga may katulad mong karanasan. So, pag kami mga breast cancer survivors nagkikita, we recognize each other sa isang tingin lang, tapos parang matagal na namin magkakilala. Ang maganda pa sa mga cancer survivors dahil they know that life can be over in a second. Wala nang intriga, wala nang time sa inggitan. Parang we just have our eyes focused on the prize in heaven. Everything else is clutter and noise. Diba, Tita Lulu? We have a tunnel vision for what we need to do. So yun ang mga gifts ng cancer. So, I met, Zonta, I met people from Seroptimism. Ang daming tumutulong sa advocacy and I wouldn't have met them if I didn't get sick. At si Tita Lulu, na-meet ko noong 2006. Nakita niyo may sticker campaign. Wala pa siyang cancer noon. Pero nahulog yung loob ko sa kanya. Ewan ko bakit, kasi ang dandal niya di ba? Very friendly. It was so easy to connect to her. Very matulungin siya. Pero syempre, I'm sure in her mind, ano ba itong breast cancer? Na-assign ako dito, hindi ko naman alam to. And 2 years later, may twist yung kwento, nagka-breast cancer si Tita Lulu. So, nag-deepen yung bond of friendship namin. We did more advocacy work together when she saw on the video. We did it happily. At si Tita Lulu, maganda dyan, yung ating birthday celebrant. Happy birthday, Tita Lulu. Ang maganda sa kanya, service with a smile, service with energy. Grabe, parang her enthusiasm for service is the same all the time. Very consistent. At saka, alam mo, pag may collaboration kami, hindi siya, kasi experience ko sa ibang partners, gusto maging bida, siya wala. She doesn't care about billing, she doesn't care about taking the credit. She never even will boast about her many accomplishments. At sa dami na natulungan niya, lahat ata ng krusada pwede pasukan, especially for the female. Papasukan niya talaga. Di ba, tita, walang kumpay yan. Thank you for all that you do and to all who support her here. Natatawa kayo, di ba? Totoo yan. Ang kulit ni Tita Lulu, di ba? Anything to save a life for Tita Lulu. So my message to the students is, you will have that crisis in your life that will define you. It just happened to be breast cancer for me. For you, it can be a financial crisis, a mental crisis, maybe death in the family. Meron talaga mangyayari that will define you. Pag dumating sa buhay niyo yun, i-embrace nyo na lang. Because you have two choices. You can either let it break you or make you stronger. You're mostly women, and I'm sure you choose the former to make you stronger. After you do that, you really become a wounded healer with an empathy that's so deep for the people who were like you. And we have different missions in the way you proclaim the Lord's message, diba? So you'll still continue to proclaim God's word, but you know that you have a more receptive audience in the people who are your tribe. You can communicate with them in a way that no one else can. So there are many blessings in disguises for any crisis in your life. So huwag mo kayong matakot, huwag niyo pong takbuhan. Not just friendships, but opportunities to love and serve. Because after all, cancer or no cancer, yun naman talaga mission natin in life, di ba? Let's do it happily. Yun lang po. Thank you very much and Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you for always being dedicated to the advocacy of breast cancer. God bless.
Once again, a big hand for Miss Cara for joining us today and for sharing with us her beautiful story of hope, courage, and inspiration. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, to give us another inspirational message, may I call in our Area 5 Director, Zonta International District 70, Ms. Lourdes Adet Wallace. Let's give her a big hand.
Isang pinagpalang umaga sa inyong lahat. Ang mahina lang sa akin yung tuhod ko, ha? But I'm okay. Every woman has a heart that beats for another without undermining the man in this activity. It is this rhythm that refreshes the incessant fight to stay well and keep fighting when battling cancer. It is also the calm spirit that can ensure the longevity of women's lives. I salute you, Dr. Lulu Sese, for your clear mind and strong heart to carry on. I thank you, lingkod ng pagmamahal ng St. Michael College of Laguna, Santa Club of Laguna, Zoroptimist International of Ortigas and Environs, the Philippine Cancer Society, I Can Serve Foundation Inc., Rotary Club of Greater Anonas for the untiring support, and to the women still fighting, I salute you. Instead of becoming an unwitting hostage to the deceased, you continue to break barriers to reassert primacy in your fight and celebrate life. You are an inspiration to the many women who would simply turn off the light when afflicted. May you continue to serve with your heart in the driving beat. Happy birthday, Dr. Lulu Sese, and cheers for many more wonderful, joyous, rocking years. God bless you always. At isang masinayang pagpupugay sa mga kababaihang madidibay. Meron akong maliit na kwento. I was also diagnosed with tumor. In my 30s, kapapanganak ko pa lang with my twins. I gave birth to 7.5 pounds each, and I was living in Jakarta. Of course, you know, you look at your babies so healthy and all that. It brought me nightmares. Nung sinabi ng doktor sa akin, kamunyon niya ada cancer. How can that be? So, you know, I stayed calm. I went through a vegetarian diet just because they tell me meat is not good for you. And then, it's not that I did not trust the Indonesian doctors. So I went to Singapore, and they told me, yes, I have swelling nodes. Pero sabi ko, I was still breastfeeding. Para sabi nila, it's possible, no? So what I did, I kept going back to Manila because I trusted the doctors more in Manila. So true enough, the nodes naman, I have to have it sutured and incised, and they were all benign. After a few years naman, so my kids were already 14, and they were doing tournaments all over the place. I was the stage mom, traveling with them. Ito na naman, I have a note in my cervix, and the doctor scheduled me for a hysterectomy. Hindi ako makapaniwala because I was so healthy. And you know my line, my mom is one of 6 siblings. They were all in their 80s, they were all alive. And they lived up to their 90s. My mom was 97, 95, 93, 92. Lahat sila in their 90s. So sabi ko, when that time comes talaga, aside from prayers, okay, you build friendships also, you talk to so many people. On my way to the hospital the day before I was due for the hysterectomy, I met a good friend in the supermarket and she said, Odette, get a second opinion. So I went to a lady doctor who was old enough to have experience. Sabi niya, Iha, hindi ka man lang binigyan ng pampaliit ng bukol. Sabi ko, hindi po may schedule na po ako. Ay, hindi. Huwag kang maniniwala kasi maraming chop-chop doctor gusto lang nilang mag-opera because, of the money. So true enough, kasi pag na-hysterectomy ka, ayan na, yung glands mo, responsible for the oil in your body, for your hair, your nails, lahat yun manunuyo, and then you have to go on hormone therapy. So true enough, alam mo, hindi ako na-opera. So always get a second opinion. Yun lang. And then, of course, maraming nagsasabi, tanggalin mo ang milk sa katawan mo. Kasi daw, ang China, walang masyadong breast cancer dahil they're tea drinkers. Milk, animal milk is for animals. So yun din, sa bahay ko ngayon, wala akong milk except for little one. For coffee para sa mga bisita. But all of these experiences, hindi pa, nangyari ulit yun. When I moved to the States, nag-reappear na naman yung mga bukol. And in California, they are so religious. Kapag ikaw ay suspect, they recall you to have checkups every 3 months. Because at that time, apparent na naman yung mga bukol sa breast ko. Every time I went to the cancer research in San Francisco, palaging 2 doktor ang nagbibigay ng opinion. Isang puting doktor, isang itim na doktor. Just in case you don't trust the others. Pero, ganun din, no? May bukol. But, it's remediable. So, binigyan nila ako ng, of course, the lifestyle. You have to carry on a very good, healthy lifestyle. I went back to being a vegetarian. Then, after a few months, they again checked me out. And it's all benign. Okay? So, happy na ako. When I went back to Manila, bumalik na naman. So, sabi ko, hindi na pwede to. Patatanggal ko na yung mga bukol-bukol ko because I'm really cystic. So, ang nangyari, chinap-chap nila yung boobs ko. Kasi ang daming bukol But, again, it's remediable. Plastic surgeon can create and give you back a beautiful breast. So, don't lose hope. There's always hope, aside from prayers, and that's true. Friends become precious because they give you the support system in times of your needs. Family and friends. Kaya, a blessed day to all of us for blessings that we have. Thank you so much, and happy birthday, Lulu.
Thank you very much, Ms. Torres Odette Wallace. I certainly agree that although we have already made a lot of strides against breast cancer, there are still a lot of things to do, and that's the very reason why all of us are invited here today. It's very inspiring to hear these beautiful stories from women who actually battled this breast cancer, and of course, we thank them for making time and, join us today. This time, Let's celebrate life by listening to other real inspiring stories of women who battle breast cancer. Our speaker for today is an advocate of health, fitness, and beauty as the studio director of Bikram Yoga in Quezon City. She is the president of I Can Serve Foundation Incorporated, and today she will tell us her inspiring BrEaSTIME story of bidding the big C not just once, but twice. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Ms. Nicoy de Guzman.
Alright, good morning everyone. First of all, I don't sound my best. Okay, galing po ako sa vacation and medyo naapektuhan po ang aking boses ng sobrang lamig na panahon. So, yan. Nanigurado po ako, wala po akong COVID. Okay, talagang masama lang talaga ang inabot ng aking boses. Alright? So, once again, good morning and hopefully ma-inspire naman po kayong lahat. So, my story of hope, surviving and thriving in the midst of cancer, here it goes. I often introduce myself as a single daughter who became a single-breasted single mom with a single child. I become easily remembered because of that. Sometimes I even say I'm the most single person you'll ever meet, and everyone would surely agree. I am now 48 years old. Alam ko, wala po sa itsura. And I was first diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer when I was 28, fittingly during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I underwent modified radical mastectomy of the left breast on October 16, 2002. And yes, looking at the date, I just celebrated my 20th cancerversary. So palakpakan naman po. So going back, 6 dreadful sessions of chemotherapy followed around after a month after the surgery, and after that, I didn't go through radiation treatment nor take maintenance medications. Just when I thought everything was fine and I have become used to the single-breasted life, I had a suspicious lump that I discovered early 2015 on my remaining breast. Not knowing whether it was benign or malignant, I took a leap of faith and had another radical mastectomy on March 16, 2015. Looking back, it was a good decision because that lump turned out to be malignant. A portacath was implanted, then 4 sessions of chemotherapy followed. So from a single daughter who became a single-breasted single mom with a single child, now I'm a fabulously flat, fierce-fighting mom with a fantastic son. So despite being armed with a degree in family life and child development from the University of the Philippines, I never had the chance to do my first love, which is teaching, because the big fat happy bee, aka Jollibee, got me first. I graduated in April of 1995, and by May of the same year, I was a management trainee already. No regrets though, at present, I still handle our family's franchise of Jollibee, Chowking, and Red Ribbon stores in the Manila area. Ever since the age of 6, dance has always been a passion of mine. Pagsasayaw. My life verse, Psalm 149:3, let them praise His name with dancing and make music to Him with tambourine and harp. My kind of dance or my forte, classical and modern ballet. I hold the distinction of being the first Filipina dance company member at the Feast of Tabernacles in Jerusalem, Israel, way back 1996, and returned for 3 more years after that, still doing what I love most, dancing. I simply fell in love with everything Israel, the culmination of which was naming my son Eliyahu, Hebrew for Elijah. And now, everyone just calls him Yahoo. Kahit sa pakikipaglaban ko sa cancer, recovering and getting strong to be able to dance again for the Lord was my prime motivation. You see, ever since I've been physically active, what you may call athletic, getting into competitive gymnastics, cheerleading, football, badminton at some point in my life. For a time, I even got into dragon boat racing, still with fellow breast cancer survivors. It's just that waking up to train at 4 a.m. every day must be too much for me. So you might ask now, di ba exercise is a way to prevent cancer? How come sa lahat ng ginagawa mo, nagka-cancer ka pa rin? Well, mine is a simple case of very strong cancer genes, as you will understand as I continue. Right after my first operation, it was still very painful to raise my arm. The doctor was able to push me to do the daily exercises by telling me, pag yan hindi mo in-exercise every day, never ka na makapagsasayaw ulit. Ever. And all your other sports, forget it. What a motivation. So there, within the week of my operation, I was already reaching overhead to touch my right ear with my left hand. At dahil alam ko naman na kaya ko na, the second operation, I reached overhead to touch my left ear in the evening after having the operation in the morning. Call that willpower to the max. Since I'm already the third generation in my family to be diagnosed with breast cancer, it wasn't a big shock, and it wasn't that hard to accept. As a matter of fact, I didn't even cry the whole time my doctor called me and my parents to tell us of the biopsy results and that my left breast had to be removed. The second time around, when I was told that the breast removed was also positive for cancer, I simply said, so it's back. Lalabanan ko to ulit. Time to fight because I'm winning this battle again. Sorry, cancer, but you picked the wrong girl to mess with because she's not giving up. I had the same surgeon as my mom, Dr. Raul G. Flores, at that time Makati Med's medical director. So just imagine the trauma, not on me, but on my dad's part, who after 25 years entered the same doctor's office, sat on the same chair, saw the doctor pull out the same book to show where the lump is, and hear the same dreaded words, I have very bad news, you have cancer. I only cried when I saw my son Yahoo at home. He was only 10 months old then, and was actually the one who accidentally kicked me on the breast, and it was so painful, muntik ko siyang mabitawan. And that prompted me to see my doctor. It's really different when a single mom thinks of her child. I can't say that I was expecting cancer. No way. But it wasn't like I wanted for it to happen. My maternal grandma got it at 50, mom got it at 40, then me at 28, almost 30, and again at 40. Yes, it's scary because it's like we're getting diagnosed 10 years earlier than the previous cancer victim in the family. Kumbaga, yung laging sinasabi sa amin, pabata ng pabata. Still, I am thankful that I got breast cancer at this age because I believe my recovery was faster. Not to mention the drive and inspiration that my son gave me, because again, he was only 10 months old during my first diagnosis. So I was really telling myself, hey Nicoy, you gotta get well and you really have to fight it with all that you have because your son depends on you a whole lot. I know it's an old cliche, but if there's one thing that breast cancer has taught me, it's that life on earth is short. So make the most of it while you're still alive. You'll never know what or when something as terrible as cancer will hit you. So while you're still okay, with the Lord's guidance and as long as you're not stepping on someone or hurting anyone, do what makes you fulfilled and happy. That's why despite our businesses that I have to look after, imagine the stress it brings since competition is tough in the fast food industry, people are telling me pa, and I agree, that I got more busy. Frankly speaking though, for a time, I thought I already have my hands full, and di naman ako bumabata, so I said, tama na siguro ito. But well, God had other plans. When our eldest brother, my Kuya Eddie Boy, went home to be with the Lord after a gallant fight with small intestine cancer, which is also very rare, on January of 2018, all of us in the family have stepped up, and I myself have started to participate actively in other companies of the BrEaSTIME Group. Real talk lang, total sabi naman ng dad ko, lahat pwedeng matutunan basta pag-aaralan ng mabuti. I guess having then overcoming breast cancer twice unleashes all the guts one person has. For the beauty part, I didn't go for breast reconstruction even if it was suggested to me. No, I have nothing against those who have undergone reconstruction, as most of my celebrity sisters from I Can Serve has done it. But you see, I grew up seeing my mom with only one breast and wala naman pong issue. By the way, if you ask my son, he used to think that single-breasted women yung normal, since the two most significant women in his life, me and my mom, both only have one breast. And now that I have no breast, or flatty as we are called, what a fresh feeling of not having to wear a bra. Ingit kayo, no? Lalo pag summer, sarap kaya walang bra. Yan. I have been asked countless times, do you feel less of a woman because you only have one breast? Or nowadays, no breast at all? Well, my answer has always been no. I even feel more womanly, if there's such a word, because I was able to go through something not all women have gone through. I feel like superwoman. At this point in my life, I feel I can handle anything now, go-getter, walang inaatrasan. May mga nagtatanong tuloy, paano mo nagagawa lahat yan? Simple lang ang sagot ko, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, naka-flex pa ang muscle. My mantra, I may have had cancer, but cancer never had me. This go-getter attitude, not to mention the curiosity bug that bit me once again in July of 2008, led me to try out Bikram Yoga. As a breast cancer survivor who was juggling motherhood and being a managing director, I extensively read and researched on the benefits brought about by yoga in preventing the occurrence and reoccurrence of cancer, hence my decision to try it out for myself. This same inspiration brought me to the new heights in the spring of 2011 when I flew to Los Angeles, California to pursue the Bikram Yoga Teacher Training course. And after 9 weeks of intense training, I am now a certified Bikram Yoga teacher. And doors opened for me in 2017, and with the support of my family, I acquired Bikram Yoga Quezon City. Kung magagawin po kayo ng Quezon City, please do drop by the studio. Yeah, there's no stopping me from running after my dreams and fulfilling life's passion. My journey has taken me full circle now. For now, I find myself teaching, and modesty aside, hopefully inspiring others as well. I do experience a different kind of bliss after the final namaste, knowing I have helped my students take care of themselves and explore the infinite possibilities of their bodies. And if this is not enough, in between my 2 bouts with cancer, I also got certified to teach yoga for breast cancer survivors, kids yoga, share yoga, which we'll be doing later, and of course, the dance part has to come in at some point. A Zumba instructor, a kids Zumba instructor, a Zumba Gold instructor, a Pound Pro, a Generation Pound Pro, and a Nirvana Fitness instructors. Yes, boys and girls, the learning should never stop. I am thankful that I am a lively person, even though kalaka to sound. Obvious ba? I'm proud of the fact that I'm a breast cancer survivor, that I don't get teary-eyed when I share my story to others. I simply want to encourage people. I let you in on a secret. Fact is, I had a bigger struggle when I lost my hair. Ang tindi ng iyak ko doon. Because of the classical ballet background that required us to place our hair in a bun or let it down for modern ballet, I've always had long hair, as in hanggang sa bewa. I cried so much when I had to have it shaved because it was starting to fall out in chunks as a side effect of chemo. And to augment that hair loss, I got into this hair headpiece addiction. Kung ano-ano pinaglalagay ko sa ulo ko aside from the wig. And I had so much scarves, wigs, hats, caps, and durags, and bonnets. I also started wearing lots of accessories and lots of earrings. Chemo patients are encouraged to wear face masks noon pa lang. And noon pa lang din, printed na parati yung sa akin. You see, chemotherapy really makes you look bad. Bloated, gray-colored skin, dark eye bags, discolored nails na parang lahat mamamatay. Pero sinabi ko, excuse me, hindi ako papangit ng dahil sa cancer. I did grow my hair long again after the first baldness. Signature ko nga kasi ang long hair. Pero after the second time na nakalbo ako ulit, sabi ko, I'm done with long hair. I just keep it short and play with the sides. So every month, tumubo na lang ngayon po ang design ng aking side shave. At to bring that hindi ako papangit statement of mine to a higher level, on the Kikay side, I decided to train again and become a certified makeup artist. Aral lang po tayo ng aral. More than anything, my strong faith in God also made the biggest difference in both times I waged war versus cancer. I clung to Him like I'd never done before. When the effects of chemo hit me, there's really nothing I can do, literally and figuratively, but to pray more, pray harder. If there's something I'm thankful to cancer for, it's the fact that I'm a lot closer to God and my family. They are my first support group. I became a little sister again to my older brothers na akala nyo ako ang may-ari ng ospital dahil pag chemo session ko, buong ang kanyata ang kasama ko. Napakalaking support rin ang kasama ko sa church at sa trabaho na walang humpay ang prayers. Yan po ang perks ng maraming tinuturuan ng choreo sa church at free Zumba sa mga store kahit na ang professional fee ko po kadalasan ay kain lang. Maraming kakilala, maraming nagpe-pray. Sabi ko nga sa prayers pa lang, panalo na ako sa laban ko. Of course, there are also my wonderful sisters at the I Cancer Foundation, of which I currently am the president and head for collaboration. Though not primarily a support group, but more of an advocacy group, the fellowship we have in all our gatherings and how passionately we work for our various projects to increase awareness about breast cancer is of a different level. Truly a sisterhood like no other. Since 1999, I Cancer Foundation has worked to raise awareness so that breast cancer can be detected early. Tulad po ng ginagawa natin dito, we teach women correct information about breast cancer, its risk factors, and to dispel myths. If you or you have family members want more information, please go or refer them to our website www.icancerfoundation.org. I can serve as a lot of collaborative efforts with various groups, again like what we're having today, all with the end goal of bringing out the message of early detection to more Filipinas, currently most afflicted with breast cancer in Southeast Asia. Yes, we are #1, and would you believe a small country that we are #9 in the world. We work to provide hope and concrete help to women living with breast cancer and to those at risk, and ultimately help mothers, daughters, sisters, and friends be together for a longer time. Alam ko na kukulitan na kayo and paulit-ulit, but just again, reminders for everyone here, especially the ladies, at age 20, every woman should start doing monthly breast self-examination or BSE. At age 30, she should do monthly BSE and go for an annual clinical breast examination by a trained health worker. And at age 40, she should do monthly BSE, have an annual clinical breast exam, and get a baseline mammogram. So you might say, ang bata naman, again, sana pumasok ako sa utak nyo every time you say that, because for me, my first one, my bout started at age 20. I am blessed that on both occasions, my breast cancer was diagnosed early. Again, early detection saves lives. Early detection is your best protection. It was easier to cure, handle, and yes, survive. So everyone, even men, the boys here, because there is breast cancer in males, really early detection is the key. Mga moms, mga students, huwag mahiya, tulad ng sinabi kanina, kamay sa dibdib and always do SSS or sariling salat sa suso. Always kapakapa yourself. Now you might ask, did I do any lifestyle changes? What stuff do I eat? Actually, wala naman po ako masyadong pinalitan. Hindi po ako diehard vegetarian or anything like that. Probably ang nawala lang sa akin ay pork because ang aking pet po of all things ay isang baboy. Yan. Yun lang talaga ang nawala sa akin. But when it comes to sweets, nandyan pa rin po, I still have my sweet tooth. Yan. There is life after cancer. Why be sad or lost just because you have cancer? It's actually a chance to begin again, re-establish yourself, or something like a rebirth. As for me, it is hard to make plans. I just live each day to the fullest and continue to be the best mom, managing director, dancer, choreographer, makeup artist, yoga teacher, fitness instructor, and breast cancer advocate I can be. Kung alin man yan ang may schedule ako for the day, gagawin ko ng maayos sa abot ng aking makakaya. I strive to embody Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity and laughs without fear of the future. Let me finally end with a quote I tell my students after each and every class I teach. Dance as though no one is watching you, love like you've never been hurt before, sing as though no one can hear you, and live as though heaven is on earth. Again, my name is Nicoy de Guzman. I had cancer, but cancer never had me. Muli po, magandang umaga. God bless us all. Namaste.
Again, thank you very much, Ms. Nicoy, and we'll see her again soon for our chair yoga session. Now, unfortunately, our next speaker wouldn't be able to join us. We actually have another equally inspired woman who would have to share her breast cancer story, but she wouldn't be able to join us today, Ms. Susan F. Lim. Again, thank you, Ms. Nicoy, and of course, we all want to take this opportunity to celebrate each one of them, Ms. Nicoy, Ms. Susan, Ms. Kara, and all of our inspiring ladies who battled cancer. Let's celebrate each one of them and their inspiring stories. Now, to move on with our program, I'd like to turn things over to Dr. Maria Regina Milagros C. Manamad, who will moderate today's panel for the open forum.
Our college president just celebrated her 14th cancer-free birthday last December 17. So, you've heard wonderful stories, survivors of 20 years and beyond, no? Like, for example, Miss Nicoy was diagnosed very early. We heard our area director, Miss Adette Wallace, that she was diagnosed right after giving birth to her twins. And then another brave story from Miss Kara here. And I'm sure that we were all inspired listening to their sharings and the stories that they've shared. So, but before I entertain questions from the audience, maybe we'll hear from them again. We didn't hear our president yet. So, a short sharing.
First of all, may I start? I don't feel comfortable, but I don't feel comfortable also standing because I'm so kikay. That's why I know ko si Nicoy because she does makeup and ang hindi ko kaya yung ginagawa niya sa buhok niya. First of all, I'd like to officially welcome all of you. I'm sure it's the first time that you're seeing me in person, right? Ay, gutom na, wala pa naman akong pakain. So I'd like to officially welcome you to St. Michael's College of Laguna. I am working from home in spite of the fact that we're supposed to be operating business as usual. It's because of my age. I'm really very thankful. I feel so blessed that, as Madam Vice President said, I got to celebrate my 14th cancer-free birthday, which for me is more important than my biological birthday. I'm eager and excited to cross over 71, which is going to be on Sunday. But if there's anything that we breast cancer, not only breast, we cancer survivors have accepted, is the fact of one's mortality. So we consider each day as a blessing, and we try to give it our best. So I'm not sure really if by Sunday I'm still alive, because for your information, in our family, cancer, we really have a history of cancer. My sister, who's my hero, died of lung cancer. My younger brother also died. His is rare. It's something connected with the stomach. Now, my elder brother, he had colon cancer, but lucky enough, he's also celebrating his 40th year. You know, it's very rare to survive colon, right? And you would be amazed because according to the surgeon, they've got a fetus-sized tumor. Alam nyo, kaya tayo natataba. Hindi lang naman ako plus size, right? You know what saved my brother? Yung kanyang tumor, nabalutan ng taba, kaya hindi nag-metastasize. And of course, in memory of Father Fernando Suarez, all of us embraced Western treatment, but we were also, I am still spiritual. We owe it to Father Fernando Suarez, who several years ago, I cannot recall anymore, he conducted his first Mass here, and my brother told me that when Father Fernando, the late Father Fernando, imagine si Father Fernando died, right? Talaga my heart was broken when he died. My brother said that when Father Fernando laid hands on him, both of them, because the wife was standing beside him, nangainit daw yung katawan niya. And he is claiming that he got healed spiritually by Father Fernando Suarez. More or less, that has been my journey ever since. I was raised in a very religious family, but the more I became spiritual. I don't claim that I'm religious, but I'm a spiritual person, and been able to make it because of the Lord's divine intervention, right? Now, what I'd like to express is my gratitude to all these ladies. Tara, alam niyo, habang si Nicoy, baka nagalit si Nicoy, I wasn't talking about nothing kay Cara. Napaiyak talaga ako kay Cara because Cara has been my, how do you call it, support. She's not aware of it, but she's been my support. Naiyak ako kasi naalala ko si Lunila. yung dating kasamahan natin, was not as lucky as me. She's much younger than me, but she died because she had, I think, uterus or cervical cancer, right? Leonila Alfonso, maybe since you're very young, you don't know her, but she was one of our more dedicated employees of St. Michael's. At that time when Leonila was asking for help kasi ang sakit-sakit, I turned to Cara. So Cara, publicly, I'm thanking you. Hindi pa uso noon, wala pa yung smartphone. I had to email her. Hindi naman tayo umabot doon sa, ano ba yung una, yung Jurassic na ako.
Pager.
Hindi naman pager age ko na-meet si Cara, nakita niyo naman ng baba. But Cara was really there for me. And then this morning, napaiyak ako sa kanya because I really value. I remember last na, sabi ni Cara, I'm not sure Cara if you remember, sabi niya, among us cancer survivors, we value friendship. Walang plastic na kaibigan kasi nga very important yan sa atin. That's about it. So Nicole, excited na ako mag-yoga kasi unlike you, hindi talaga ako nag-exercise, pero buhay pa rin naman ako. At saka, dati mabait ako, bawal ang milk, hindi ba ganyan, bawal ang tofu, bawal ang red meat. But then I said, baka mamatay na ako, kain na lang basta ng gusto ko. But so I'm so grateful that I'm still alive, but I'm excited to do chair yoga. So thank you so much. Ngayon po, si Miss Baby, hindi po siya cancer survivor, but she is a supporter. Marami na po siya natulungan. I'm not sure if we have senior students who ran, kasi is an optimist, Metro Ortigas. Sir Optimus Ortigas, prior to the pandemic, they would have these takbo breast spreads. And we would always support. Ano ba naman yung tumakbo ang mga atleta ng SMCL, tapos lagi ang nananalo SMCL kasi mga atleta yung nagraran. In exchange for that, 3 buhay ang natulungan ng Sir Optimist. One is a poor relation of my husband. Friend mo siya, si Georgie. She's a sese. The other one is the daughter of our former Vice President, Michaeleans Santos. And there's another one. Sorry, senior moment ako. Basta, ito yung partnership with like-minded organizations. So, we're all equal. We have only one aim, and that's to be a blessing to others. So, Madam Anne, in spite of the short notice, alam ko may jet lag ka, salamat. There's a reason pala why you accepted, because you yourself have your own cancer journey. Ano ba ang ganda yan? Yung scar story. Yung mga scars, di ba? Daming scars, pero with each scar, we became stronger, we became selfless. Totoo yan. Hindi ko akalain ng dating ko pala kay Miss Cara makulit. Siguro nga makulit ako. Diba? Like si Gigi. Gigi, kinulit ba kita na mag-produce ng 100 women? Ilang messages ang natanggap mo sa akin? Yung pag-accomplish ng 3-page kasi baka magalit sa akin ng Philippine Cancer Society, right? Anyway, supposedly, tatlo kami. When I was air director, 2 of the presidents that were under me, actually 4, we are all cancer survivors. Now, Lisette Lim, she's in Hawaii, she's on her way home, that's why she's not here. Yeah, Susan Lim said yes, but unfortunately, she had to go to Tuguegarao for a very important meeting. Otherwise, she would have been here. I'd also like to give credit also to Claudette. Claudette, sisibihin ko kasi, Menjola, magagalit yung asawa mo, no? Cruz. Claudette Menjola Cruz. She was the club president with Verma. Then Governor Verma launched her flagship project, which is the breast cancer sticker campaign. And Claudette supported that. And we won in Lawag, and I told Claudette, we did not compete for the honors. You have to promise me that yearly, as long as we can, we will do something to raise the level of awareness of breast cancer. So sana may napulot kayo. Yung mga lalaki, baka dahil lang ni-require kayo, there was a time kasi meron din kaming partnership with Gift to Life, Doc Tina Santos. Meron talagang lalaki nagkakaroon ng breast cancer. In fact, yung isa sa mga trusted niya namatay. So they really have to do also, right? When do they do the breast examination? Hindi ko alam. Pag lalaki. Sorry ha. Pasensya na kayo, tagal ko kasi 3 taon ako hindi nakapagsalita. Nakakailan na ang lalaki.
Frankly speaking, I am not too sure. But kasi sa anak ko pa kasi may lahit kami eh. So with my son, teenager pa lang po, nagkakapak-kapak na. But most probably sa atin, 20s also. Same lang din na guidelines for the women. 20s and then same time every month, kahit na wala kayong period. Kung anong favorite number ninyo, ganun na lang. Yeah. Kasi wala kang period.
Alright, so thank you very much, Dr. Cese, for your sharing. I know that these brave ladies on stage. May I know if there are any among you here with a relative who is also a survivor? Or meron ba tayong kasama dito na may ganitong experience? Anybody here? Wala kang mag-anak or, you know, your relative or friend whom you know very close to you na nakaranas ng naranasan nila and survive? Wala naman. Well, at least that's good to know. But as mentioned earlier, early detection saves lives. And that's the purpose why we're having this Advocacy Day. So may I know, meron ba kung gustong magtanong? Yes, Madam Claudette. Pala, Miss M.
Share ko lang sa aking mother-in-law. Well, actually, she's in the US. But however, at least na-detect agad as early as possible kasi noong time na yun, wala lang din siyang nararamdaman. But at that time, parang nung nagkakaroon sila ng general check-up, nakita na sa kanya yun. So early detection talaga. So I think it's really important na lahat tayo maging aware. And it's really important din na magkaroon tayo ng check-up. So, yeah, it also goes for the boys, for the guys. Kasi, I have a friend na yung dad niya, he was just recently diagnosed with a cancer. And miraculously, hindi na kailangan mag-undergo ng chemo kasi early detection, which is really good. And thank you for that. So that's it. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Miss M. She's also a member of Zonta Club of Laguna.
Years I have been experiencing the bukol here and the bukol there, you know. And as I said, after giving birth to my twins, they were so healthy. After 6 months of breastfeeding, ang dami kong bukol-bukol. And because I was living in Indonesia, right away, sasabihin lang, ada pa mo cancer. So sabi ko, umuwi ako ng Pilipinas. Yung doctors here told me na baka ang laman lang tubig, you know. i-assess ng doctor kung matitigas yung mga bukol. May bukol na may tubig, may bukol na matitigas. So kung may tubig lang, i-aspirate lang yon. Which is still nakakatakot kasi nga, especially pag it's there in the nipple, which is like me, ang dami around the nipple, i-aspirate yon, yung karayom. Pero kapag matigas ang bukol, that you have to be very, very religious na i-monitor yon. And baka kunan ka na ng sample, and then they can assess kung benign or malignant. Yun lang. So you really need second, third opinion. But don't be scared. Kailangan relax ka din. Kasi baka ikamatay mo nervyos.
Opo, so we have to remember that hindi po lahat ng bukol ay cancerous. May mga bukol po na kung tawagin ay benign, so like AD said, no, yung cystic, no, ito yung tubig lang ang laman. But if kung yung bukol po ay solid, no, or matigas, lalo na mabilis lumaki, ito po yung mas characteristic ng cancer. So pag ganun po, kailangan po talagang magpa-check up. And you can always ask for second opinion, and you can always just make sure you choose your doctors well, para hindi kagaya ng experience ni AD na she was advised hysterectomy, then hindi naman po. So, yun lang. But in general naman, doctors will tell you what is best for you. Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tres. So, medical advice yan from an authority here. The others on stage, of course, from experience, right? So, another question. Ang pagkakaroon po ba ng benign lung can turn into cancer or maybe malignant cancer, Doktora? Naging
Pag na-diagnose po na benign, so usually hindi. But it doesn't stop there, no? You still have to do your self-breast exam, you still have to do your breast cancer screening or your mammography. So, especially kung high risk kayo, if you have first-degree relatives who are diagnosed with cancer, so mas at risk po kayo. So, it doesn't mean na once na-diagnose na kayo ng benign, hindi na kayo magpapacheck up. So, you still follow what is advised, like yung SSS, you start at 20, then at 30s, at 40s. So, para continue yung lifestyle, check. Yeah. Yung cervical cancer naman po, inasama ko na daw po. So, it's very important na magpa-pap smear. No, once sexually active, kailangan na po tayo mag-undergo ng pap smear. And meron na po ngayon na vaccine. No? So, for prevention, available na po ang cervical cancer vaccine. So, if you can, please avail of it. Usually, ang pap smear po, so yun nga, sabi ko, once you're sexually active, kailangan po kayong pumunta sa inyong OB para po magpa-pap smear. And usually if you have 3 consecutive normal pap smear, then you can do it every 2 years. No? So, then kahit po magkaroon na kayo ng vaccine, it doesn't mean na hindi kayo magpapa-pap smear. So kahit may vaccine, you still have to do your pap smear po.
Sexually active.
Pag hindi po sexually active, usually when in practice, what we do, if for women who are not sexually active but at already age 35 and above, if they want, they can still undergo pap smear. But as we know, that the risk for cervical cancer increases as if you are sexually active. Kasi nga, the human papilloma virus, you can only acquire it through sexual activity.
Thank you very much, Doktora. So, may tanong po dito, maybe we can ask our panelists to share. Kasi ang tanong niya, paano po ba ma-encourage kung natatakot magpa-screening? Fear. No? So how can they overcome fear? Maybe natatakot magpa-screen because of the risk of finding out baka nga merong cancer.
Pinakamahirap sagutin yan. Problema pa rin namin yan. But when we really dissect, dalawa lang yung top reasons. I think Robbie also echoed this. Dalawa ang top reasons bakit takot ang mga babae o mga lalaki. Una, feeling nila malaking gastos. Wala silang pangbayad. That's myth number 1. Myth number 2, mamamatay ka naman sa bakit ka magagastos. Sayang, di ba? Tipid-tipid na lang tayo. So number 1, may tulong naman ng national government and local government. May mga programa ngayon ng PCSO, PhilHealth, DSWD. May mga groups like Sir Optimist, may free chemotherapy sila hanggang stage 2. I Can Serve can also subsidize. Pwede kayong humingi sa mga local legislators, yung mayor, senator, congressman. Yun nga lang, fragmented. So, didikit-dikit mo lahat ng tulong. And unfortunately, may out-of-pocket expense. Pero kakayanin. At yun na nga, mas mura pag mas maagang na-detect. So, kailangan maaga talaga kayo magpatingin. And then number 2, hindi yung ibig sabihin mamamatay ka pag may breast cancer. Hindi yung totoo. Proof mo kami, di ba? Pruweba kami. But again, the earlier detected, the better. Mas mura pa. Marami may stage 4, hindi na naman yung tinatawag siya terminal. Stage 4, we call it advanced and metastatic breast cancer. To this day ho, mahahaba ang buhay ng mga tao stage 4. May mga kilala ko over 15 years. Yun nga lang, may gamot kang talagang pang maintenance every year. Malakas ang gastusin doon. So again, babalik tayo sa message ng early detection. So huwag mo kayo matakot, kailangan din alalayan nyo rin yung pasyente na maraming takot. Kailangan ma-assure din siya na may hahawak ng kamay niya from beginning to end. It's very critical na siya sa kahit isang tao nag-rally ng support para sa pasyente. Gaya na kahit anong problema, di ba kailangan may support talaga na matindi para alam hindi siya mag-iisa. Kakayanin niya hanggang sa dulo.
Alright, thank you so much, Ms. Cara. So, kung sino man po yung nagtanong, huwag na po kayong matakot. That's the purpose of this advocacy. The reason why we're conducting this orientation, para po ma-educate tayong lahat at ma-convince how important early detection is to be able to
I'll add something lang.
Yes.
Kung gusto niyo kausapin namin yung potential patient, you can just look for I Can Serve. Nasa Facebook po kami, may website kami. So, Nicoy and I can always help and meron kami mga volunteers na pwede po mausap. So, depende po sa nakatira, anong age, anong status sa buhay, pwede namin i-match. Minsan, mas maniniwala sila dun sa medyo katulad nila or sa survivor. So, let us know we can help.
Alright, thank you very much. Follow-up question. I think this is related, no? Siguro natatakot. Walang nagsabing meron silang kamag-anak na may breast cancer or similar case. Pero ang tanong niya, ano po ang pinakamurang treatment for breast cancer?
Si doctor na magsabi.
Pinakamurang treatment. No? So I don't know who asked this question, but
sabi nga, time and again, early detection saves lives and early detection would mean lesser cost. No? So, ang pinakamura pa rin is, syempre, yung mga screening. No? So, for breast cancer, you have mammography. And, so, syempre, ayaw natin dumating na sa cancer. Kasi pag cancer, ang cancer kasi yung diagnosis, kailangan may excision biopsy, so tatanggalin yung bukol, or finding that aspiration biopsy. So, pag gano'n, meron na po cost, no? So, the earlier yung stage, mas maliit din po yung gasto. So, again, we go back. So, huwag na natin paabutin sa cancer. So, doon tayo sa mga preventive measures. And if ever naman, hindi natin maiwasan, meron tayong cancer, at least early detection will save us a lot of trouble. Both sa bulsa and pati sa lifestyle na.
thank you very much, no problem. So, my question, nag-undergo ng annual mammography and ultrasound. However, hindi na-diagnose na may cancer. What are the chances po that in spite of doing your routine mammography or breast ultrasound, meron pa rin cancer na hindi na-detect through these tests?
Ako na lang po muna based on experience. My second cancer po, ako talaga ang naka-detect nun. That was October, doon po ako kasi nagpapa-check up. October yon. Clear pa po ako. I had, dun sa remaining breast, kahit isa na lang siya, I still had my mammography and my breast ultrasound, everything, the works. Clear po ng October. Okay, so kung susundan ko po yung every 6 months, ang susunod ko po ay dapat around April. Okay? The lump, I felt it by myself January of the next year. So it was like 3 months. So it is really possible, but then you just have to be aware and religious also again sa pagkapa. Okay, it is possible. Even yung nag-check po sa akin, who became a good friend na rin, she was so frustrated kasi sabi niya talaga, how could have I missed it? Bakit hindi ko nakita? Bakit clear yung binigay ko sa'yo? At sabi ko lang, don't feel bad. Obviously, mukhang wala pa siya nun. Wala pa siya talaga para hindi makita sa breast ultrasound. Wala talaga. But then by January, boom, andun na, nahawakan ko na. So it is still possible. But then again, dahil nga mabilis kong nalaman, maliit pa siya, but I opted to have the whole breast removed, which is pwede rin naman po. So yun, possible na mangyari. Wala po tayong sisihan dun sa ating medical doctor, just in case mangyari po yun sa inyo.
Okay, thank you so much. So that answers the questions. No? So hindi rin po assurance that if you have your regular mammography or ultrasound, breast ultrasound, we will be relaxed. No? That we will wait for the next year or 6 months after to have it checked. No? So importante pa rin po yung monthly breast self-examination. Okay, next question, maybe the last. How can I lower my chances of getting breast cancer? May sagot ba doon, Doktor?
Yung breast cancer po kasi, yun nga, maraming risk factors. But you have to know that not all patients with risk factors develop breast cancer. In fact, mataas din po yung number ng patients na nagkakaroon ng breast cancer na wala siyang risk factors. So I think, wala talagang clear-cut na way or gagawin para maiwasan mo yung breast cancer or any cancer for that matter. Siguro mga healthy lifestyle, tapos yun nga, make sure na you do all the, kung meron mga screening methods, siguro yun po yung naisip ko. Kasi wala ka talagang sasabihin na, ito, pag ginawa mo ito, hindi ka magkaka-cancer. You can never assure your patient or gano'n. Kasi nga, what if magkaroon? So, babalik sa'yo. So, yun lang. Siguro nga healthy lifestyle and lifestyle share.
Thank you, Doktora. Dapat pala pinupuwi ka sa stage. Anyway, so maybe before we end this segment, maybe hear one last liner from our panelists on stage.
Same thing, once again, paulit-ulit tayo. Early detection is the best protection. Early detection saves lives. Cancer is not a death sentence. Thank you.
From Sir Optimist Ortigas, I'd like to offer to anyone who needs chemotherapy from stages 1 to 2B, Sir Optimist Ortigas gives free. Our medicines are FAC and AC only. So call us if you need it.
As Area Director of Zonta District 17, Area 5, we have 19 clubs in the Philippines. This coming March 8, all this, yung Area 5 is composed of 19 clubs. We have all over Metro Manila, and they all give all these empowering programs for women. March 8 is Women's Month, at marami pong programa na i-offer ang Zonta. Another thing is, if you know Gender and Development, who has a big budget, and sa mga munisipyo ninyo, tanungin nyo, meron hong mga programa.
ino-offer ang gender and development because we always partner. Ang Zonta Club is always partnering with gender and development. Yes, this is run by Mrs. Trina Biazon, and they always give mga cancer screening, mga libre cervical screening. Marami po mga programang pangkababaihan ang dinadala ng gender and development. Magtanong po kayo sa mga munisipyo ninyo, local government. Thank you.
Anyway, given the questions that were raised, there's nothing to fear. We're just passing through, diba? The fear of death. Of course, ang bigat nga lang, if you don't have the financial resources, that's really a big factor. But there are so many NGOs and even GOs who would be willing to help. Ang importante, we should, hindi yung mag-iintay ka na lang. We can always change our destiny. That's me. I would always be proactive. Yun na lang advice ko sa inyo. And go for a checkup. Kahit kayo, diba? Be serious about it. And it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. Isang importante, like kami, there are 5 of us here. We gathered or we got our strength because we were there for each other. Basta importante may support. Sabi nga ni Gara, meron kayong questions, may support ang I Can Serve. All you have to do, hindi na kailangan website, Facebook lang, doon yan, right? Call a friend. Any one of us, right? Of course, matatakot kayo kung sa akin kayo magtatanong, pero we can always refer you. And I'd really like to thank everybody for coming. I hope that you don't forget this day and you should resolve that you will take care of yourselves. Because nobody will take care of you except yourselves. And whatever life brings us, whether it's physical, emotional, financial, we should be able to rise above it. Hindi dapat tayo nagpapatalo, di ba? Since nakapink tayo, hindi ko alam sana ngayong umaga namulat kayo kasi ang sabi nga, ang namulat ay hindi na titikit. Gets? Remember this day, okay? Thank you very much, my mga kapink, kasi nakapink kayo lahat, walang kulay, lahat tayo ay Pilipino.
Ang website po namin is the icanservefoundation.org. If you go to the website, meron kaming free patient manual. The moment na nagsuspecha ka may breast cancer, the patient manual will guide you through. Free downloadable book. Sa website po rin namin, andun yung financial assistance kung saan kayo pwede pumunta, yung mga procedures, requirements, and PCSO, DSW, nandun sa website namin. We also have a Facebook page and you can email us for counseling and other questions. So huwag kayo matakot, and since you're all young, when you plan your future, please also plan, setting aside funds for possible health crisis in your family. Kasi nangyayari talaga yan. And I always say that the fear of cancer is not really death, but having led a life without meaning. Thank you. God bless you all.
Alright, so thank you very much to our panelists. Maraming salamat po. So as we said, you may not be able to control every situation and its outcomes, but you can always control your attitude and how you deal with it. And these ladies are proofs of how they survive the challenges that they face. So again, our big round of applause to all our survivors. So maraming salamat po. And I now call back Ms. Rosemary.
Thank you very much, Dr. Manabat, for moderating our open forum. And of course, thank you to our panel for a very engaging conversation. Dr. Cesar, Ms. Nicoy, Ms. Cara, Ms. Baby, and of course, Ms. Odette. Once again, let's give them a big hand.